Hi guys, thanks for coming back and sharing your evening with me. I just wanted to touch on the things we covered in our first forum, and that was a daily routine, skincare routine for mature skin, moisturizing, cleansing, a weekly exfoliation, and don't forget SPF at least a 30. If your makeup comes with it, it may not be enough, but check the bottle to make sure. But you can always add a little bit more. Now, what I wanted to discuss today was my first email that I got. I was so surprised and happy at the same time. And this is going to tie into what we're covering today. This comes from Lynn, and I won't give her last name or where she's from. She says, "Hi Billy, thank you for starting this forum for mature skin. I'm 42 years old. I have dark under eye circles, and I have noticed my skin looks brighter and younger after exfoliating, but it is short-lived after a long day in makeup. I'm afraid to exfoliate more than 4 to 5 times a week. What are some tips that you use till your next exfoliation? And what under eye cream do you use?" I was so excited to get this question. Okay, Lynn, if you remember on our first video, I talked about the boots, the skin brightener. The cane is the key. That's what brightens your skin. It's all part of their botanics line. You see that? This I use every single night as part of my regimen. This does not have any grit in it. And I'll just show you real quick. It has no grit in it at all. Okay. So we get a towel so that I can show you. All right, so I just want to show you on the back of my hand. Oh, haven't mastered this yet. No grit at all. It has no grit. It's very creamy, and all it does is just brighten. It's just a natural brightener from the plant base. Okay, so that's that. But now let me go back to our other product that I use for my weekly exfoliation. This is, I'm assuming this is what you're talking about, a product similar to this, microdermabrasion. This removes the top layer of your skin. Now, I don't use it more than once a week because my skin couldn't tolerate basically it's peeling off the top layer of dead skin to reveal your healthy skin underneath. So I don't use this any more than once a week. Now, this is a forum for other people to add their knowledge or pass on tips, and that's what I'm here for, to pass on, what I've done, my experiences. So what I would recommend is maybe you make an appointment with a dermatologist as a consultation and just have your questions ready for your dermatologist and ask him or her what do they feel, what do they think is best for you. Because I do not feel comfortable with saying, exfoliate, as much as you want and this, that, and the other. That's not what we're here for. We're all here to impart our own experience and to help each other. So that's what this is all about. But I'm so happy that you sent the question in, and maybe it'll help someone else. But I wanted to also tell you, but since you touched on what do I use under my eye, I use the Rock. This has retinol in it, and I don't use this every single night, and I'm going to tell you why. If you remember in the first video, I told you that I use Vaseline. I use that under my eye. I feel more comfortable with using that every night. But this has the retinol in it, and my eyes are very sensitive, and I don't want to have a reaction. So I use this cream every other night. So if I put it on Monday, I don't use it on Tuesday, but I will use it on Wednesday. I'll use it, won't use it on Thursday, and so forth. So that's why I don't have a reaction and I get the redness and the reaction underneath. But I've had good luck with this. This is a little pricey. This, I think, it's about $18, maybe $19, and I picked this up from Walgreens. So I think pretty much any drugstore would carry it, but this does work very well. The circles under my eyes were much darker, and as you know, this is from where I got scalded with the hot water Thanksgiving, and I'm still trying to fade that. That's a totally different process, as you know. But let's get the products that I do use after. Oops, let's move that out of the way. This is a product that I use after I do an exfoliation. I may use this a day or two after my weekly exfoliation. And this is a color primer, and it corrects your color. And I do get the little redness underneath. I'm not sure if you can see it. I do get some redness here underneath my eye. And if you guys know, if you're familiar with the color wheel, green counteracts red. And if you've got bluish capillaries, which I have under this eye, then you would use an orange base or a peach base. But since we're trying to camouflage this redness under my eye, I'm going to use the green. Now you can use this all over, but I use this underneath my eye, not anywhere near the inner part of my eye, because I don't want to get any reactions. So I do camouflage where the redness is and let that sit and kind of air dry, and then you can cover with your favorite foundation or what have you. And as you guys already know, I am a L'Oreal girl, and in the winter I'm more of a cool, and this works well for me. Now this is the color C6, and that's the soft sable. You can use a liquid, however you want to cover, or you want to go the next step. Now I bought this product. I'm not gonna knock it, and I'm not gonna, I'm not promoting it, but it did not work well for me. And this has all of the, it has all the colors in it, and it's a camouflage palette. Now, I didn't care for it much because the creams were a little thick, and they were hard for me to get them to, let me see, let me take the plastic off. They were hard for me. If you can see, I've tried just about every one of them, trying to get them to melt to room temperature. I didn't care for it very much, and some of the colors were extremely dark. So not unless you're doing some serious contouring, I didn't care for it, because the creams, just putting my finger here, just touching my finger here, you get nothing. I mean, the creams were very, very hard, and if I got to work that hard to put a concealer on my face, can you imagine what it does to the under eye area, which is very, very delicate tissue? So that was not a good investment. It's trial and error. It's what we go through. It's trial and error. So this I probably will toss and never use again. But I do use, let's see, got one more to show you. And this is in the peach tone. This is just your basic. This works better for me. Anything in the creams, more of a peachy tone. And remember, I've got like underneath here, I have I start with a tiny, tiny dot and start blending. Let me look in my mirror. I think that'll be easier for me. Much easier. Okay. That's one coat, and the key is let it dry in between applications. The light's not really cooperating very well tonight. Okay. I'll let it dry. Okay. And while that's drying, if you want, this is a Studio. This is by L'Oreal as well. It's an anti-dull. You see the label? It's this anti-dull skin. Anything has anti in it, we like. All right, so just a little at a time, a little bit more. And I use my pinky. I know you guys know that. My finger creates less pressure on your sensitive under eye tissue. And I learned this tip, blending it down, from Wayne Goss. He is a YouTube guru on makeup and camouflaging. He's one of the best. And I included his name on the bottom. And the other person is Destiny Godly. She is a tremendous makeup artist as well. She is extremely well versed in how to cover hyperpigmentation, contouring if you are into that sort of thing. I just have high regards for those two makeup artists. So that's Wayne Goss, and I think he's out of Australia, and Destiny Godly. I think she may be either LA or New York, but she is also an actress as well. So she is excellent. But I just wanted to show you guys really quickly. If you remember, I had some breakouts here in our first video. And if you notice, they're all dry up. And what I did was, it's an old-fashioned tip, and many of you probably are already aware of it. This was a paste that I made. Let me see if you can see that. It's just a half of an aspirin. You've probably have heard about this, and this was a tip that was given to me by my mom. And all it is, because you know that aspirin has salicylic acid in it, and all I did was, if I can barely see it here, I had one here. I let it dry. Don't do anything else to it. And this is after you've done your nightly routine and so forth. You're just going to put a dab of aspirin on your face. Now, what I do is I let this dry. You know, I just put it in a Ziploc bag and I let it dry, and I just rehydrate it again. I saw a big difference the next day. Of course, it's not a miracle. It doesn't take away the pimple altogether, but it definitely minimizes it. It flattens it. It takes the irritation and the swelling down. So I did it for 2 days straight, and this is what we have. Today is day 3. So day 3, this is what you're looking at. Barely a mark. Barely a mark. So to finish under your eye, you would either use your makeup, and I'm not going to bore you guys, with these steps, because we all know how to camouflage into. But I want you to definitely check out Wayne Goss and Destiny Godly, because those two can really show us some tricks. Thank you so much for watching again. It's a short video, but I wanted to come back and to show you guys just and answer the question, which I'm totally excited about. Thank you so much, and you guys have a great evening. Until we meet again. Ciao.